How you doing?
Hi, this is Phil Everlys. Drop the seat back a couple of notches, relax, and enjoy coffee, tea, or pop.
Hello, everybody. This is Don Everlys, all comfortable on Air Canada, enjoying coffee, tea, or pop with Marc Denis.
Well, thank you, guys, and welcome, passenger and friend, to a classic edition of the high-flying show I like to call Coffee, Tea, or Pop. I'm Marc Denis, inviting you to make yourself comfortable and to flip your En Route magazine to the audio pages in order to follow the legendary tracks of my two guests in music in conversation with Phil and Don Everlys. En musique et en propos à cette édition toute étoile de l'émission que j'aime bien appeler Aéropop. C'est Marc Denis qui vous y souhaite la bienvenue et mettez-vous bien à votre aise avec votre revue de bord en route tournée à la page audio afin de ne rien manquer. So, without further ado, please welcome to your Air Canada flight, the Everlys Brothers.
Until I kissed you. How did I exist until I kissed you? Never had you on my mind. Now you're there all the time. Never knew what I missed until I kissed you. I kissed you. Oh yeah. Things haven't really changed since I kissed you. My life's not the same now that I kissed you. Oh yeah, you got a way about you. Now I can't live without you. Never knew what I missed until I kissed you. I kissed you. Oh yeah, you don't realize what you do to me, and I didn't realize lies what a kiss could be. You got a way about you. Now I can't live without you. Never knew what I missed until I kissed you. Oh yeah, I kissed you. Oh yeah. You don't realize what you're doing to me, and I didn't realize what a kiss could be. You got a way about you. Now I can't live without you. Never knew what I missed until I kissed you. I kissed you. Oh yeah, I kissed you. I kissed you. Oh yeah.
Is it just me, or were we just 16 years old all over again just a couple of minutes ago? Wow. Whether you are traveling across Canada, the U.S., the Caribbean, Europe, wherever it may be, business or pleasure, it is indeed my pleasure to bring to you on this flight two rock and roll pioneers, Phil and Don Everly, in music and an insight into their amazing six-decade career. Phil was born in Chicago, Illinois, January 19th, 1939, and is pictured on the left in your in-flight magazine photo. Brother Don, on the other hand, is the eldest, born in Brownie, Kentucky, February 1st, 1937, and stands on the right in the picture. Now, the guy in the middle, well, don't worry about him. He's Kathy's clown. And being that we're on Air Canada, I was curious to find out if the boys have any fond memories or good stories about their numerous visits to Canada over that six-decade span. Well, out of the dozens of incidents and anecdotes, seems that for Phil Everly, at least one is quite memorable.
I would say that in '57 in Montreal was, we were with the Show of Stars with Fats Domino, Buddy Holly. It was the first time we met Buddy Holly and the Crickets and everybody. We joined him in Montreal, and that, I'll never forget that night. That was one of the great nights. We're talking the real purism of rock and roll. It was spectacular. And the party at the hotel afterwards was monumental. I'd never been to anything like that, okay? That's why I remember it.
Brother Don did a memory search as well.
Well, we've toured the last 30 years. It's been in Canada, from Montreal to Vancouver, and all the places in between. And one particular time, I forget where we were playing up in northern Quebec, Rouen, Quebec. We flew into that gig. It was the first and last time we've ever done that. And the pontoon plane landed on the lake near the gig. This was a long time ago, but I remember the bush pilot looking at the weather and saying, well, I don't know. And he said, come on, we got to make this gig. Flew over the river, and it didn't look right, so we landed on the lake, got out of with our guitars out of this plane, crawled up the bank to the highway, walked to a phone booth and called a taxi, went on to the gig.
Eh bien, faut le faire, hein? Amérir en hydravion sur un lac non loin de Rouen, Québec, patauger dans l'eau, guitare en main, pour ensuite escalader la falaise jusqu'à une cabine téléphonique pour appeler un taxi et finalement arriver juste en temps pour leur spectacle. Seulement une de plusieurs anecdotes savoureuses dans la carrière bien remplie de mes légendaires invités, Phil et Don Everly. The Everly Brothers in music and conversation. What a career! Over 40 million records sold worldwide, 27 chart singles, including 15 top 10 singles, all of which came in that magic era of 1957 through 1962, when their distinctive harmonies and rockabilly guitars ruled the airwaves. Their style has influenced everyone from the Beatles to Simon and Garfunkel to Linda Ronstadt, the latter actually successfully covering the Everlys' smash hit, When Will I Be Loved, in the 70s. I asked Phil, the writer of the song, if he's ever discussed the tune with Linda Ronstadt and if they've ever had the chance to sing it together.
Well, the times I've seen Linda, and the only discussion I had about it was that I told her thanks for the swimming pool.
Nice royalties.
Oh, no, she's just a great artist, and I'd love to sing with her someday. She is possibly the best female singer in maybe our career.
I've been made blue. I've been lied to. When will I be loved? I've been turned I meet a new girl that I want for mine, she always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. I've been cheated, been mistreated. When will I be loved? When I meet a new girl that I want for mine, she always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. I've been cheated, been mistreated. When will I be loved? When will I be loved?
You're with Coffee, Tea, or Pop. I'm Marc Denis with special guests Phil and Dawn Everly. And When Will I Be Loved, the original from 1960. The same year, the Everlys became the first rock and roll act to sign a $1 million recording contract, an unheard of sum for the time. Ironically, soon after, they were conscripted into the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves and unable to play concerts, thus forfeiting crucial career momentum. Nonetheless, for Dawn, there are no regrets.
The Marine Corps had a buddy plan where you could go in with your buddy in the reserves, 6 months active, then a month a year for 7 years, reserves, and that was your military obligation. And the Marines appealed to me, and I think Phil too, is that our uncle was in the Marine Corps in Guadalcanal. Our other two uncles were paratroopers. Why not do it? It's a class outfit, the Marine Corps. We learned a lot. It was a great experience. I recommend it for any, I think it's better for 18-year-olds than it was for 25 when I went in. But I got through it. I wouldn't want to do it again, but I was proud to have done it. Once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. So.
Unfortunately, the adventure, combined with the docking of the British musical invasion on North American shores, were to knock the wind out of the Everlys' sails, along with many other American acts. Yet the catalog was and still is quite impressive. Between 1957 and 1962, they averaged at least one top 10 hit every 4 months, all classic and timeless vignettes epitomizing their era. One of those classics is the beautiful Let It Be Me, an adaptation of the song Je t'appartiens, written by French singer-songwriter Gilbert Bécaud. Phil Everly explains.
Donald found the song off a Chet Atkins album. It's originally a French song, and there's an English translation to it, which is sort of a composite of ideas. And the guy that wrote the American lyric, his wife said she was very surprised at his lyric because he was never that romantic at home.
I bless the day I found you. I want to stay around you, and so I beg you, let it be me. Don't take this heaven from one if you must cling to someone now and forever. Let it be me. Each time we meet, love, I find complete love without your sweet love. What would life be? So never leave me lonely. Tell me you love me only, and that you'll always let it be me. Each time we meet, love, I find complete love without your sweet love. What would life be?
I believe Elvis actually kicked the door in on Musique, and the rest of us walked through the door he kicked in. And I've always admired the man. When they say the king, they're absolutely correct. And the rest of us are knights of the round table, if you want to say, but he is the king. I still resent tremendously all of the bad books written about him. I think that that is the worst that could have been done, and I think that was done with people that had personal vendettas from their attitudes about him when he was young.
A fitting tribute to Elvis Presley by Phil Everly. This is Coffee, Tea, or Pop on Air Canada. I'm Marc Denis. Well, the king wasn't the only important catalyst in the rise of the Everly brothers. One can point to several other important sources like Ed Sullivan, disc jockey Alan Freed, manager Wesley Rose, the songwriting team of Felice and Boudleaux Bryant, Cadence Records, Warner Brothers Records, Nashville icon Chet Atkins, and so on. But according to Don Everly, none are more important than one Ike Everly.
Our dad, of course, was the beginning. Dad was corresponding with Chet Atkins, and Dad said, you know, we'd written these songs, and Chet said, well, he'd be glad to listen to them. So he took Phil and I over to the house, and we sang some of the songs and written. He took the songs, and then lo and behold, not too there long after, he said, I got you a song recorded by Kitty Wells. My name appeared on a record. I was astounded, amazed, and made a bit of money.
And grateful.
And very grateful. And Chet really was the one responsible for bringing us to Nashville. He was our protector. Because Phil and I were a couple of teenage kids with long hair, and people really didn't know how to accept us, but they said if Chet likes them, it must be okay.
I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to know that since you walked out on me, nothing seems to be the same old way. Think about the love that burns within my heart for you. The good times we had before you went away. Oh, me. Walk right back to me this minute. Bring your love to me, don't send it. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to know that since you walked out on me, nothing seems to be the same old way. Think about the love that burns within my heart for you. The good times we had before you went away. Oh, me. Walk right back to me this minute. Bring your love to me, don't send it. I'm so lonesome every day. I'm so lonesome every day. Well, it's been building up inside of me for, I don't know how long. I don't know why, but I keep thinking something's bound to go wrong. But she looks in my eyes and makes me realize when she says, don't worry, baby, everything will turn out alright. Don't worry, baby. I guess I should have kept my mouth shut when I 'cause I pushed the other guys too far. She makes me come alive and makes me want to drive when she says, don't worry, baby, don't worry, everything will turn out alright. Know how much I love you, baby. Love will conquer all for you. Oh, what she does to me when she makes love to me and she says, don't worry, baby, don't worry, everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby.
Well done, isn't it? From their 1988 self-produced CD titled Some Hearts on Polygram Records, that's Don and Phil singing the Beach Boys classic Don't Worry Baby with the Beach Boys on backup vocals. Vous êtes à l'antenne de l'émission Aéropop, c'est Marc Denis qui vous parle en compagnie de deux légendes du rock'n'roll que j'ai eu le plaisir de rencontrer pour vous. Phil Everly, lui qui est à la gauche sur la photo dans votre revue en route, et bien sûr son frère Don à la droite. Quant au type au milieu de la photo, jolies dents, n'est-ce pas? Né par un 19 janvier 1939 à Chicago, Phil demeure aujourd'hui à North Hollywood, en Californie, tandis que Don, grand amateur de musique country, réside, lui, à Nashville, au Tennessee. Up next on Coffee, Tea, or Pop, a couple of Bob Dylan songs done brilliantly by the Everly Brothers. One's called Abandoned Love, and the other, Lay Lady Lay. As a matter of fact, Bob Dylan had offered the latter to the Everlys in the late 60s, but they turned it down. Talk about the hit that got away. Phil picks up the story.
We were playing a place called The Bitter End in New York City, and we had gone upstairs to the office, which was, you're talking the size of maybe the area where they're preparing our lunch on the plane. A little, twice the size of that. And there's about 8 of us in there, and I asked Bob, I said, have you got a song for us? And he said, well, I've got a song. And Bob talks, no offense to him, but Bob talks very soft. And he sang, Lay, Lady, Lay, very softly. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my hand. And you don't ask a man like that, what did you say? But I had assumed he had said, Lay, lady, lay across my big breast, babe. Because he was capable of writing a lyric like that. And he finished the song, and there was kind of a deafening silence there. And I volunteered the remark. I said, I don't think we could get away with that lyric. And he said, okay. And it showed us another song. And when the record came out, to this day, I don't know whether he changed it or not.
Lay, lady, lay across my big breast, babe. Show them to you in front of you. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big brass bed. Stay, lady, stay, stay while the night is still ahead. I long to see you in the morning light. I long to reach for you in the night. Stay, lady, stay, stay while the night is still ahead. Lay, lady, lay, lay across my big grass bed. I can see the turning of the key. I've been deceived by the clown inside of me. I thought that he was right, but he's afraid. But something's telling me I wear the ball and chain. My veteran sings fighting with the ghost. He's always off somewhere when I need him most. The Spanish moon is rising on the hill, but my heart is telling me I love you still. Everybody's wearing a disguise to hide what they got left behind their eyes. But me, I can't cover what I am. Wherever the children go, I'll follow them. I'm marching the parade of liberty. But as long as I love you, I'm not free. How long must I suffer such abuse? Won't you let me see your smile before I turn you loose? We sat in an empty theater and we kissed. I asked you please to cross me off your list. My head tells me it's time to make a change, but my heart is telling me I love you but you're strange. So one more time at midnight near the wall, take off your heavy makeup and your shawl. Won't you come down from the throne of where you sit? Let me feel your love one more time before I abandon it. I come back to the town from the flaming moon. I see you in the street, I begin to swoon. I love to see you dressed before the mirror. Won't you let me in your room one time before I finally disappear?
Complete with Irish pipes and tin whistle, that's Bob Dylan's Abandoned Love from one of 4 recordings the Everlys delivered in the 80s. The album Born Yesterday from 1986, preceded, of course, by their tasty rendition of Dylan's Lay Lady Lay from their 1984 effort simply titled EB84, which was to be their first studio effort together in over 10 years. Most of you may recall the Everly Brothers' tumultuous breakup in the early 70s. With the exception of a cursory meeting at their father's funeral in 1975, they cut off all forms of communication together from 1973 to 1983. Seems that the bubble had finally burst a certain Friday, July the 13th, 1973, when in mid-concert in Buena Park, California, Don smashed his guitar and stormed off stage. What could possibly have been the final straw to end things in such abrupt fashion? Don Everly.
Well, it wasn't really that abrupt, actually. It was, we had planned it. That was going to be the last day. I mean, that was already been discussed. Phil and I had been working since we were 9 and 7 on one microphone for just years. It's living together in one room through 5 marriages, 4 marriages, something, you know. And I think you need to get away sometimes, and that's what we did.
How about you, Phil? What about that infamous Friday, July the 13th?
Are you sure it was Friday the 13th?
That's what the book's
Well,
about.
that may have been it.
But fortunately for the fans, they established contact again in the spring of '83 and decided to make the long-awaited comeback in London, England at the prestigious Royal Albert Hall in front of a packed house September 23rd, 1983. Must have been pretty special, huh, Don?
Well, it was, and there was a lot of people there, and it was nerve-wracking. It was to a certain extent, and the list of songs that was taped down into the pits there so I could see what's coming up next fell off, and so it was winging it pretty much. But the sound was fine, the musicians were great, and the moment was good. We didn't have a cold, we sang good, I thought. And we sang a lot of songs, and it was a total acceptance. Sometimes I think the audience was more worried than we were that we weren't going to sound okay. You know, people don't want to be disappointed. Then that's the criterion is that they weren't, I don't think.
I'm Don. I'm still the oldest one. Phil's catching up, though. Won't be long before Phil's as old as I am, I guess, if it keeps going. All right, here's a Roy Orbison song for you. Oh, oh, Claudette. Oh, oh, Claudette. I got a wedding, baby, and I feel so good. She loves me even better than I thought she would. I'm on my way to her house and I'm home out of bed. When I see her tonight, I'm gonna squeeze her to death. Claudette, pretty little pet Claudette, you ever make me fret, Claudette, crazy little girl and I'll never met. Get the best love and I'll ever get from Claudette, pretty little pet Claudette. Oh, oh, Claudette. Well, I'm a lucky man, my baby treats me right. Gonna let me hug and kiss and hold her tight. When the
Okay, here we go.
Johnny is a joker, he's a bird, a very funny joker, he's a bird. But when he touches my honey, he's a dog. His joker ain't so funny, what a dog. Johnny is a joker that's trying to do my baby, he's a bird dog. Johnny sings a love song like a bird, sings the sweetest love song ever heard. But when he sings my gal, what a hound, to me just a wolf dog on the ground. Johnny wants to fly away, well, they love my baby, he's a bird dog. Hey, bird dog, get away from the way. Hey, bird dog, you're on the wrong trail. Bird dog, you better leave my lovely dove alone. Hey, bird dog, get away from my tree. Hey, bird dog, you better get away with me. Bird dog, you better find a chicken that'll love you always. Johnny gets a teacher, he's a bird. Just got up to reach her, he's a bird. Well, he's a teacher's pet now, he's a dog. But he wants he can get now, what a dog. Even beg the teacher, let him sit next to my baby, he's a bird dog. Hey, bird dog, get away from my bed. Hey, bird dog, you're on the wrong trail. Bird dog, you better leave my lovely dove alone. Hey, bird dog, get away from my tree. Hey, bird dog, you better get away. Bird dog, you better find a chicken that'll love you. He's a bird dog.
Coffee, tea, or pop. Live on Air Canada, I'm Marc Denis with Phil and Dawn, the reunion concert, September 23rd, 1983, live from the Royal Albert Hall in London. A much recommended 20-song compact disc available on the Mercury Polygram label at better record stores everywhere. Everywhere, including England, of course, where music fans have always had a particular lasting infatuation for America's early rock and roll stars. The Everlys and many others can do no wrong there, year after year, even in the 90s. I asked Phil if he has an explanation for that.
My personal opinion is the English are very fair. They would discuss all your hits, and they would also discuss the flops you have, because everybody has them. Secondly, they're very traditional. If you do something right, you're remembered for it in England. And they don't forget things that easily, and they have respect for that. In 1957, American acts in their own country, they were anti-rock and roll, you know. But when you went to England, it was an acceptance. It was a new form of music, and they didn't have an attitude that it was a negative at all. It just was new music.
And, of course, another place where the brothers will never, ever do no harm is in their home state of Kentucky. When you hear them singing the praises of Bowling Green and the coal mining areas, for example, you truly get the feeling that the place is pretty special in their hearts. Right, Don?
Well, there's a lot of special things about Kentucky. Of course, we're partial because we're from there, and that's our home state, and we're very proud to be from Kentucky. We're Kentucky Colonels, and we have a reunion homecoming every Labor Day weekend, the Saturday of Labor Day weekend at Central City in Muhlenberg County, and the public's invited there. Last year we had about 22,000 people. It's a thing we do for a college fund for some of the children and young people in Kentucky, because it's a bit of a distressed area.
Way down in Bowling Green, prettiest girls I've ever seen. A man in Kentucky sure is lucky to love down in Bowling Green. Bowling Green folks treat you kind. They let you think you're on mine. A man in Kentucky sure is lucky. In Bowling Green you walk your own line. Kentucky sunshine makes the heart unfold. It warms the body, and I know it touches the soul. softest grass I've ever seen. A man in Kentucky sure is lucky to lie down in Bowling Green. Bowling Green girls treat you right. They wear dresses cut country tight. A man in Kentucky sure is lucky if he's seen a Bowling Green night. Kentucky's sunshine makes the heart unfold. It warms the body, and I know it touches the soul. Bluegrass is by Kentucky owns my mind.
Does that one paint a picture or what? The Bluegrass Belt, where the Ohio River meets the Mississippi. Bowling Green, the Everlys' last chart single of the 60s, coming in May of 1967. C'est Marc Denis qui vous parle. Vous écoutez présentement l'émission Aéropop en compagnie de mes deux invités très spéciaux, les frères Phil et Don Everly, en musique et en propos. Acclamés dans les années 80 au temple de la renommée du rock and roll, la toute première année d'intronisation, les Everlys peuvent dire mission accomplie. Depuis leur toute première prestation à l'émission de radio de leurs parents dans les années 40, jusqu'à leur spectacle fréquent de nos jours à Las Vegas, les deux frères du Kentucky présentent une feuille de route bien remplie. Certains se souviendront qu'ils ont même co-animé leur propre émission à la télé américaine au début des années 70. Une séquence qu'ils ont particulièrement appréciée d'ailleurs. Well, one cannot review the Everly career without mentioning their fondly remembered television show in the early 70s. A great experience, Don?
Yes, that was a great experience. In fact, that show was quite wonderful because we appeared with a lot of very fine musicians, everybody from Neil Diamond to Stevie Wonder. We did numbers with the Lennon Sisters. Our father was on that show. And it was one of Melanie and Linda Ronstadt and Lisk and Johnny Cash, of course, because it was his summer replacement show. And there's some fine music on that show. We had a wonderful orchestra. The director was great, and it was a good music show for the times. That was the year music went off television. It was nothing but westerns after that for a few years.
That was also around the time that one of their biggest hits, All I Have to Do Is Dream, was climbing the charts all over again, courtesy of a Glenn Campbell-Bobby Gentry duet. And it wouldn't be the last go-around for that song either. The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and the duet of Andy Gibb and Victoria Principal would eventually send this Boudleaux Bryant composition for yet another couple of cracks at the pop charts. Phil Everly considers it to be timeless.
Actually, the interesting story about All I Have to Do Is Dream is I heard it first. I heard it on an acetate. In those days, it used to make an acetate, like a 78 acetate of it. And it was Boudleaux Bryant singing, who wrote the song, singing by himself with a guitar. And they could have put that out because you knew you only had to listen to that to know that this was a great, great song.
Dream, 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 dream when I want you in my arms when I want you and all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream, 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 dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. glass of wine, any time, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream.
You're dreaming at 35,000 feet. I'm Marc Denis. The program is Coffee, Tea, or Pop on Air Canada with my guests Phil and Dawn Everly in Music and Conversation. And you know, it was during the course of our conversation that I discovered that both Phil and Dawn are left-handed, even though they learned to play guitar right to left, the conventional way, which led us to the subject of another famous southpaw, namely Paul McCartney, who wrote Phil and Dawn's only hit tune of the 80s upon request from their producer at the time, Dave Edmunds. The catchy song was called On the Wings of a Nightingale. Dawn recalls how McCartney came to be involved with their return to the charts in 1984.
We were looking for material, I think it was mentioned to Paul. You know, he said, well, he'd maybe try to write one. And then all of a sudden the phone call came through to Dave that he had written one. And it was Wings of a Nightingale, which I thought was a quite positive love song, you know. And so we cut our version of it.
When I love, I get a feeling like I'm traveling through the sky on the wings of a nightingale. As I ride, my head is beating, but I don't even wonder why. On the wings of a nightingale, I'll fly high above land and sea. I'll be thinking of you and me. Couldn't ask for a better place to be. Oh, I can feel something happening. Oh, I can feel something happening. Oh, I can feel something happening to me. So hold my hand. I've got a feeling that the journey has just begun. On the wings of a nightingale. And if we like, we'll fly together to the land of eternal sun. On the wings of a nightingale, love. High above land and sea, I'll be thinking of you and me. Couldn't ask for a better place to be. Oh, I can feel something happening. Oh, I can feel something happening. Oh, I can feel something happening to me. When I love, I get a feeling like I'm traveling through the sky. On the wings of a nightingale. On the wings of a nightingale. On the wings of a nightingale. On the wings of a nightingale.
From a great studio album, simply titled EB84 on Mercury Polygram Records, the Paul McCartney penned On the Wings of a Nightingale. Good song. Well, when you've been inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as founding fathers, entertaining the public since before rock and roll, what do the 90s hold for the Everlys? A go at another album? A hit record, maybe? Phil is cautiously optimistic.
There's a tremendous amount of business now. In the old days, when you had a hit, you pushed through the barriers. There was a great delight in that. If I knew that we had created something brand new and people found merit in it, I would be overwhelmed and delighted.
Well, you never know. Mind you, the Everly offspring might beat him to it. One of Phil's two sons, Jason, is a budding songwriter. And one of Don's 4 children, his son Eden, has just recently signed a recording contract. Time will tell. Till then, life goes on the road for Phil and Don. You'd think after 45 years they'd have enough. According to Don, they ain't done yet.
In fact, one of the reasons I like being on the road with my buddies, the musicians, is because it's so funny. It is so funny. A bunch of guys traveling around, sometimes in a bus, on the plane. There are things that happen every day that I'm bending over laughing about because we don't take anything serious. It's the life and style of a rock and roll band, except that we've been doing it for so long, we'd think we would be too mature to feel the way we do about a lot of things, but we're not. We love it.
Long live rock and roll. Bill and I were even in the business before rock and roll, so if you feel like singing on this one, join in. You might know the words.
Okay.
If you don't know the words, you can hum along like Bill does most of the time. Those are the old jokes.
Still work.
Yeah, they still work.
Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. Hello, loneliness. Well, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. Well, I feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. There goes my baby with someone new. She sure looks happy, I sure am blue. She was my baby, duties till then. Goodbye to the romance that might have been. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. Hello, loneliness. Well, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. Well, I feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. I'm through with romance. I'm through with love. I'm through with counting the stars above. And here's the reason that I'm so free. My lovely baby is through with me. Whoa. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. Hello, loneliness. Well, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, sweet caress. Hello, emptiness. Well, I feel like I could die. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye. Bye-bye, my love, goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up. Wake up, little Susie, wake up. We've both been sound asleep. Wake up, little Susie, and weep. The movie's over, it's 4 o'clock and we're in trouble deep. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. Well, what we're gonna tell your mama? What we're gonna tell your papa? What we're gonna tell our friends? They say, ooh la la. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. Well, I told your mama that you'd be in by 10. Oh, Susie, baby, looks like we goofed again. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. We gotta go home. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. was so hot, it didn't have much of a plot. We fell asleep, our gooses cooked our reputation and shot. Wake up a little Susie, wake up a little Susie. Well, what we're gonna tell your mama, what we're gonna tell your papa, what we're gonna tell our friends when they say, ooh la la, wake up a little Susie, wake up a little Susie, wake up a little Susie. Good night. We love you.
Well, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed listening to this one as much as I had fun putting it together for you. If you'd like to listen again, stay tuned to this Air Canada channel. Coffee, Tea or Pop will return shortly. Ici Marc Denis, j'espère que cette édition spéciale Aéropop avec les Everlys Brothers vous a plu. Si vous aimeriez en refaire l'écoute, gardez cette antenne Air Canada. L'émission vous reviendra bientôt. Bon voyage!